Elliot Cowan, and I'm playing Mr. Fitzwilliam Darcy. It's using all the same characters, including Elizabeth Bennet, but really she is, as a heroine, is taken out of the story and planted in present day, swapped over with a woman in her 20s, similar sort of place in her life from that period, who goes back in time, as it were, to the Pride and Prejudice story.
We knew as soon as we saw Elliot Cowan that he was the man for the breaches. He joined us a few weeks ago. At the beginning of the shoot, he was in theatre playing Henry V, and so when we started we didn't have our Darcy. When he came on set the first time in the full costume, it's fair to say that Darcy mania started.
Can I just see the prod that makes Darcy go, or just that feel? Because I think that should feel quite rude from here.
I started reading and realised very quickly that actually it's not Pride and Prejudice as we know it, and because of the involvement of a contemporary character, Amanda Price, the world of the Bennets is sort of thrown into turmoil, and that actually presented then some really interesting storylines, and it's very well written. Guy Andrews is a really...
Director of photography David Higgs has spent weeks planning the lighting to create the particular mood of the period.
I'm in love. I'm invulnerable.
I try to make it sort of quite rich but quite real, and try to, and kind of the way we light it and the instruments I try to use it, I try to make them very, that they are of the period. I mean, obviously you don't have lights of the period.
Still to come, Mr. Darcy gets shirty in that famous lake scene.
All's well, Mr. Collins? Bertha that way.
Oh, yes, yes.
No,
Mr. Collins has had the unusual good fortune to shoot a peacock.
That is unusual. One peacock is probably sufficient.
Oh.
Please do not point your gun at me, Mr. Collins. Neither point it at Miss Price.
No.
What effects can you anticipate by getting your sort of naked body as opposed to a dry-suited body into this water? Will it take my breath away?
It may do,
You
yes.
could do.
Problems of it.
Everyone's looking at me and smiling with some sort of sadistic glee.
We did discuss whether we didn't do it. The audience expects us to do it. They're waiting for that moment. And Amanda is also our viewer. Amanda is our audience, and Amanda is waiting for Darcy to do it. In fact, as the story will show, she asks him to do it. It's her postmodern moment. Will you please do what's in the films?
There we go. Now nice to turn over.
The preparations and setting up have taken around 3 hours, but the final romantic lake scene is over in seconds.
Right, let's turn over on this. Turn it on sound.
On board.
Sound speed.
On board.
I am having a bit of a strange postmodern moment here.
Is that agreeable?
Oh, yes. Yes.
It was brilliant, because I think the script and the situation that goes on is something that pretty much every female under the age of 70 is going to completely relate to through Amanda.
Day 45, the last day of the shoot, and the crew of Lost in Austen are working right up to the wire.
Action.
Here in a studio in the centre of Leeds, Elliot Cowan and Jemima Rooper are filming their last scene together.
Miss Price, I'm decided I was wrong about Charles and Miss Bennet. I should never have obstructed them. It was a shameful cruelty against your blameless friend, and I beg your propitiation for it. People who know about the story and are big fans of Austen will be the best people to watch this, because they'll be like the aficionados who get all the in-jokes or the references, which otherwise people will just enjoy for the basic comedy and romance of the story, I think. Good night.
Okay. Completes with Elliot Cowan.